Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Um, I got big news to say. Well, I did another episode review for the final episode. Very good show. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Um, I got an announcement to make before I do this Kenichi OVA review episode 1. Yeah. I decided for coming up, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to review obviously Phase Zero. That's going down. That's going down. And as I just said, Kenichi OVA. So we have those two I'm reviewing. Game of Thrones, which is not anime, and I'm thinking about reviewing two other shows. Medica Box and the second season of Is This a Zombie? So that just want to bring that up. Just laying it out there. We'll see how it goes. Okay, Kenichi, episode 1 of the OVA. This show was this should not be an OVA. I honestly think they should do a second season of this. He's Killer Manila Villa. He's just like so intense. This episode was. Beginning we get the introduction of the characters. Sakaki, Akasame, Apacha. You know the whole bit. Ayato, Shigure, the whole bit, and then we get Kenichi, and he's basically trading. It is so ridiculous because he's trading, and he has to punch this exercise machine that Kasame made, and he's punching the target, and if he stops, he'll get hit to the floor, to the wall, this wall behind him, and he gets electrocuted. It was unbelievable. And he's saying, "Oh, my injuries." He's like, "Oh, no, they're healed." And he says that he acquired he's ripped, Kenichi. He's ripped. It's like got muscles and stuff. So, and that's when Ayato's like, meeting. He has to discuss a few things. And basically what they're discussing is, I forgot his name. The guy who was the great sage from season 1, that he joined Yami. This guy named Yami. And that they are and he's just telling everybody that there's a possibility they will send their disciples again after Kenichi and so on and so forth, and that he's in danger. And Ryu's walking by, and she's like, "Oh," she's like worried about him, and she falls on the floor because obviously it's a joke. And then, I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot his name. Kensei. Kensei. He says to her, "It's not wise to eavesdrop, young lady." And then we move on from there, and basically, we then get the introduction of these characters. They don't have names, but they are part of the organization that they were worried about. They're pawns, and they're going to go after Kenichi and Miyu, supposedly. And, there's a little primacy talk about it, and so on and so forth, and say, "Oh, you need names." And you see a bunch of people there. They're like the main fighters of this. I forgot the name of the organization. Excuse me if I forgot it, but that's the story there. Actually, one of the fighters' name I think is Kasando. I forgot the name of it. The guy's name. But anyway, moving right along. Kenichi goes back to school, and he sees I can't at the names. Sees Horiyama. That creepy guy. Anyway, he's there and he says he didn't care that he was okay. He said, "You ass." And then we get, and by the way, surprisingly enough, I forgot his name. The boxer? Okay, the guy who does his voice in Japanese? It's the same guy who does the voice of Frankie from One Piece. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I think it is. But anyway, he's basically going back to school and he sees that everybody's okay and everything. Then he meets with Thor, Toriyama, not Thor. Yeah. Oh, Thor, and he's like, "Oh, you survived, you jackass!" He calls him a jackass, and then he tries to hit him, and he says, "Oh, defeating." He's basically telling Kenichi, "Oh, defeating Ragnarok just made you just put you on the plate for somebody even bigger than that." And then he's watering the plants and so on and so forth, Kenichi, and then Miyu says the most horrible thing to him. She says, "You don't have the true spirit of a fighter." She's saying that, "Oh, if somebody who has the intent to kill come at you, you're not gonna have what it takes to beat him." And he's just so, and he's saying to himself when she says that to him, he's like, me and you were so close. Now we're all far apart. I'm like, oh, he's so depressed and agitated over it. And while she's walking by, she says, "I'm sorry, but this is for your sake, Kenichi, for me saying this." And then we read along. Kenichi and Miyu go out shopping with Honoka, his Kenichi's sister. And there's a lot of bullshit happening, and Honoka tells Miyu to get away from him, and then she's like, ooh, she's like crying and everything. She's, "Oh, you could be with him," and she's like hugging her, cute as ever. And they're going shopping and so. And already you see the two that were in the beginning. They show up at the shopping district, and there's this and then they get confronted by them, and then Miyu says, "You don't sense that, Kenichi?" And she says, "It's of a fight of people who are out for blood or bloodlust." And then you see the two there, and then right at the bat they're fighting, about to do a fight. And the best part of this episode was that fight between Miyu and that other one, the pawns, between those disciples and Miyu and Kenichi, because it was like they were playing this music that was it was so great and awesome and just everything. Meanwhile, while they're fighting them, the other ones are attacking Ranzanbaku, and it's like not even a contest, But during the fight, at one point, they decide to switch partners, and Kenichi fights the guy. Honoka attacks the guy, and she gets pushed away. Kenichi goes full on, like, I've never seen. The animation in this show is insane. Because there's this scene where his eyes light up. Kenichi's eyes light up, and he goes full on, like, Hulk, kind of. And he starts fighting him, and he's just a completely different person. And Miyu's saying to herself that when someone's life, when people that he loves are threatened, that's his true strength comes out. And he just totally, and both of them fight these people, and Ranzanbaku, I said that wrong. Ranzanbaku, they're getting attacked as well, but it's not even a contest. It's like Shigure, she slices those girls to pieces, the ones that attack her. She actually says the line like, and she's in the bath when they're doing it, "Your weapons become my weapons." And then they're finished, and she says, "Oh, cool off in the warm water." And then you have Sakaki. He says, "You were doing the right beer time." And then Apachai, it was just unbelievable. They just owned them. The best part was with Akasame and Hayato. Akasame's standing on this guy, talking to him. And then you have Hayato, he just does his breath. And they completely wiped them out. It was not even a contest. And then meanwhile, Kenichi's fighting this guy, and Miyu's fighting the other one. Boom, boom, boom. Beats the guy up completely. Totally owns him. But those eyes, Kenichi's eyes, were like, holy shit. But this was a fantastic beginning to this OVA. And basically, they tell, I forgot what pardon, I forgot their names, the two that attacked them. And basically Kenichi's by saying, see, you do have names. It's a sign that you love this person, and so on and so forth, so you're not pawns. So they, sorry, so they decided to leave them, and then Miu's saying, oh, anytime you want to come to Rome Zanbaku, you're welcomed. And then he leaves, and brings the girl with him. And Miu is so ridiculous because she's like sighing, like, you can be serious when it counts. And then Honoka's behind him saying, oh, you're still being bullied, brother. He's like, Mayo! And she's running. This was a great start to this OVA. And then they go back home, and they know they did. Miu and Kenichi are like, let's not tell them we got attacked. Okay. And then they try to hide it, that the place was destroyed. And it was just crazy. Long and short of it, this was a great episode of this OVA. Once I found out about it, I was like, oh my god, holy shit. But the animation, the music, I like where this is going. It's fucking cool. Up for Kenichi, man. OVA. This shouldn't even be an OVA. This should be a second season. This should be a new season. But anyway, what are you gonna do? So, but there was a great episode. I love the way this is going. Total for this one, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Kenichi OVA, episode 1. They actually, you know what's interesting? The title of the episode of the show is called Kenichi, the Strongest Disciple. I think that's what they called it. Not 100% sure on it yet. So it's not actually, they're not calling it History's Strongest Disciple Kenichi. They're calling it Strongest Disciple Kenichi. But great episode. This is good. I'm reviewing this. So I'll review this, Phase Zero, Game of Thrones, and I'm thinking I might review that second season of that zombie anime. But I would have to catch up to the first season. So we'll see on that. So that's all there is to it. Kenichi OVA 1 looks great. So reviewing the manga and the OVA. See you guys later. Comment, rate, and subscribe. And tell me what you guys thought of this episode.